April, pleasure having you this day today. We are talking about sharing economy with you, and you are the expert in that field. So, what would you say? Is the sharing economy just a niche market phenomenon, or is it rather a threat towards the hospitality and tourism industry?
Great question, and I'm delighted to be here at ITB. The sharing economy is much more than a niche phenomenon. It is increasingly permanent, mainstream, affecting most aspects of not only travel, but daily life. So there's really very little anymore that is talked about as being off limits to the potential of the sharing economy. So it's been interesting to talk about what that means in terms of different demographics, millennial travelers, older travelers, urban travelers, family travel. The sharing economy creates a new universe of opportunities for more people to travel in more ways. But at the same time, I'm always cautious around words like threat to the hospitality industry. This isn't a zero-sum game. We are seeing hotels have good occupancy and sharing economy platforms have good occupancy. I look at this as a whole new set of opportunities for traditional hospitality providers, but they really need to rethink not only their business model, but how they're connecting and the experiences that they're enabling with their customers, with their clients, if you will.
Right. So how do you think should the hospitality and tourism industry in the end react towards this trend?
The worst thing to do is to pretend that it's not happening or to think that it's going to go away. That's the biggest danger, is not becoming aware or sidelining it in some way. When it comes to how best to approach this space, it does differ by vertical, by activity. So for example, in travel, we have transportation, we have accommodation, we have tour guides and expertise. We have specialized kinds of travel like families or pets or whatever the case may be. So it does vary to some degree. Usually we see the typical reaction being, how can I develop a product or service that is more sharing oriented, that is more collaborative in its nature. Other times we see partnerships where an established company can partner with a startup. Other times we see it more opening it up to the community and asking what do they want to see. It's more almost research, if you will. All of those things come together, and it's not that there's one size fits all, and certainly not one approach that works better than others, but depending on where you are. And it's also, the other thing I would say is looking at who your primary clientele are, meeting their needs better. You simply need to look at how digital natives are traveling and start developing products and services for them, which almost inherently will be somewhat more collaborative, somewhat more along these lines. So it's not just the sharing economy, it's how the sharing economy reflects a much bigger set of macro trends, macro forces at play.
Great, thank you very much, April, for your time.
Pleasure, thank
Thanks.
you.